What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we got YST on the channel. What's up, brother? How is it going?
How's it going, Skratch? It's been a long time since we've done a collab on your side of the pond, I guess. So hope
yeah,
it's
been quite a while, man. Like, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Crazy. Just became a daddy and everything.
Congrats.
Everything changes. Thank you. Today, guys, we're gonna talk about Hydra. Trash talking, me and YST, because we have the Hydra Creator Clash draft. And guess what? It's me versus YST. So we're here to kind of like do a bit of chatting about Hydra. What are our expectations? What we changed in our teams? What exactly is going to happen if we can actually foresee the future? So I'm quickly gonna show you what is happening right here on the website. Before that, make sure you guys head over and check out YST. I'm gonna link his channel in the pinned comment. Go and drop him a subscribe. Awesome dude. Plus a lot of great content as well. So basically, he was born in a land far away. He brought tea and mask to all the people of Teleria. That's kind of like his story. That's what he does. Okay, so if you...
Do you think that Deadwood wrote these himself? Like, he must have had some pride doing this.
Yeah, I think so. He was like so poetic about all of them. And of course, as usual, if you enjoy the music on the stream, check out Soundstripe, use code Skratch. That's kind of like he wrote for me, because it's kind of like a thing going back and forward in between me and him.
He should have right say 15% instead of 20%.
Skratch has a better code, guys. God damn it.
Yeah.
But basically, guys, we were 8 at the beginning, right? So this is the tournament bracket.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys were able to vote right here for the strongest teams. Then the top faced the weakest, etc. That's kind of like how it went. But I really have a feeling that it ended up in being the strongest against the strongest. And then it kind of like branched out a bit. I think it would have been quite a bit of a diversity if you guys were voting differently. But of course, each person kind of like either voted for their favorite or they underestimated some of the teams, you know. So at the beginning was in round 1, Skratch versus MTG Jedi. So this is my result right here. I actually stopped at turn 96 because I've beat the opponent.
Crazy,
so I was like, you know what? It's no point to keep everybody watching half an hour more. Let it be a surprise later on. And then we have MTG right here. He managed to do 143 million. Very impressive, right? Like, he's a very solid damage. And the winner gets to steal one champion from the opponent, right? Have you decided if you're stealing anyone from your opponent, YST, because you won the round as well?
I was thinking, right, because with what's her name, Tuhanarak's passive, she actually has a way to cleanse the extra debuff for every continuous heal buff on a champion. And Tila Gormain actually manages to place continuous heals, right? So I thought it could be a good synergy to take off the decrease attack and maybe some other debuffs as well, like True Fear. But I decided to stick with the Skrank. I think he's just he's too good not to show like a full run with. So I'm just gonna go all the way.
Yeah,
with
why
this
not,
team.
bro? Sounds pretty interesting. So this is YST's team. Very solid as well. Unfortunately, he was left to put Marichka in his team. People were not very happy about it. He was disappointed that he needs to bring that champion in the team. But other than that, leaving that champion on the side because it's pretty like, not that great. The team is doing right. The team is doing good, right?
Yeah, the team's doing well. Unfortunately, I had to cut off a little bit early just because of how long the stream was going.
With Corbu,
yeah, so hopefully, because I was actually saying on a collab with Deadwood, like mine and Skratch's team, I felt was not Skratch's, Cold Brew's team was very similar because we both went for like an ally protection route and multiple supports with 2 similar DPS with burns. And I thought it'd be really cool to go up against it in like a neck and neck battle. But unfortunately, Cold Brew got cold brewed. The bad RNG came in, and it was really unfortunate, man, because he did show his end result, right? It was like 110 million, which was like kind of very similar to what I showed at around an estimate of like 130 million. So
it is.
It could have been really
100%,
close. Yeah.
Like he's got some very strong champions. This is Cold Brew's team, guys. So he had Sifi, Chris, Nishak, Turvold, Bivald, Tila, and yeah, it was actually pretty crazy to see what was happening in there, you know. But he got cold brewed. Like, he had such a bad RNG on the provokes, on everything basically. Like he really got cold brewed. So
Yeah, I felt bad for him, man. He's like, do you already put so much work into a team, like especially with Nishak and the bombs and the poisons? Like it was looking so good, and then he just got stolen, and he couldn't like recoup back into it. It
yeah,
was
but you know
unfortunate, man.
how he's going with his champ. Like I haven't played him in
Yeah.
Hydra. I haven't played him since the fusion was released. But when I tried him in Clan Boss and stuff, when I've done a guide on him, he was landing so many debuffs that I was filling up the debuff bar so quick. I wasn't able to land the other debuffs like decrease attack, defense
That's what
down, and other things. I was
I
like,
was
my
worried
god,
about that.
this
Yeah.
champion is just filling it there with poisons and the bombs and stuff. You know, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I was worried for him, like, because how's he gonna place the provoke and stuff, right? I was like, are you gonna max him up here? But it looked okay for most of
Yeah, I
it.
think he really had
Yeah.
bad RNG on it. And then we had
Yeah.
on the other side on round the other group. Sorry, for the first round was Nab Raids versus Odd One Gaming. So Nab Raids won with 111 million. Pretty impressive. Now I don't know if he actually went all in the entire sort of run or he actually stopped early on. I can't really remember.
He stopped it a little bit early. He did have Head of Torment still, so I think he could have went an extra maybe 15, 20 million on top of that with good RNG. But he did get some really dicey moments. Remember, there was a time where he had like one champion left and he had to bring them back. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was
but
actually pretty
he
interesting.
got
Yeah.
he pulled it
That's
out.
good. Yeah, like you see quite a bit of damage from pretty much everyone in the team. Because when I've seen it, I was worried in terms of if Ninja gets devoured towards the end of the fight, Shamael might not be able to bring him back. You know, like he might not drop enough damage. If you pay attention for the
Yeah.
entire run, you see that everybody ramped quite a bit of damage. Like Mitrala is literally in a ninja's ass basically with 10 millions less. So Mitrala dropped in a lot of serious damage in there as well. So it's definitely a pretty good result in there. And then we have Odd One Gaming. I kind of like cheered a bit for him because he had pretty solid teaming here. The one thing that I really think he did wrong was picking Ursula the Mourner over Pythian when he picked his champions. Just because he already had increased attack. If he was bringing Pythian in with the rest of the buffs he was getting from Tatura and stuff, he wasn't gonna get touched by Hydra. Like the damage reduction would have been crazy. And I feel like that.
Did he get wiped or did he get devoured? I can't
I
remember.
think he got devoured in the end slowly, and that's how he lost his
Okay.
champions. Yeah. But definitely a Pythian
damn.
would have been such a game changer for his team. But still a very solid result, man. 109 million. Like, was
Yes. Anyone with over 100 million is it's really impressive stuff, man. Especially in the short time frame that we had, right? It's like 1 to 2 days after the draft. Everyone has to have a team fully ready to rock and roll. So testing it is kind of hard as well with the time limit.
100%. Yeah, this
impressive,
was
man.
really nice. Then we have Deadwood Jedi versus Hell Hades. You see already who's moving on, guys. So I haven't mentioned it earlier on. I was supposed to say it. But today at 3 p.m. UTC, head over to Deadwood Jedi's channel. Notify me now. Go to the live streams. And you're going to be able to see this stream. We're going to be live. Me versus YST. I'm gonna whoop his ass, boys. That's what's gonna happen, okay?
Yo, Gens and Wolverine is coming out for this
He's
one.
coming for me. He's
Skratch.
coming for me. Like I'll take it. If I lose, I'll take it like a man. You know, it doesn't matter. At least
Do you know what? I'm really worried about, like, because your Trunda, right? I was speaking about with Deadwood on a collab yesterday, that your Trunda was hitting over 100 million, right? In that short time frame. And I was really scared about that. And you vocally said that you're switching it out for Taras so you can steal my Marishka, right? For the finals. So I'm very scared because when I looked at MTG's team, Taras was doing a crazy amount of damage, but it wasn't as good as your Trunda, and he was like double the length in battle. So I'm just wary to know how much Taras is going to do in your team. So it's going to be interesting.
so.
Man.
I can
It'll be
just
interesting.
give you a sneak peek, okay? The damage
Oh,
dropped,
God.
okay? The damage dropped. So
Okay.
it's not gonna be as powerful as Trunda, because with that team with Trunda, I was able to drop like 400 million. Like it's no big deal, you know. But now it's not as hardcore anymore. But it's still pretty nasty. And I feel like a lot of people will be in for a surprise. Now, unfortunately, I don't have him at 4-star on the test server, Awakened, so I'm missing 25% crit damage. And some of the things that I had on my account It seems like they copied the test server like 5 months ago. I don't know. It feels like it's so old. I don't know why, but I was looking at some builds and I was
Do you
like,
know what?
my God, these builds are so old. Like, I don't use this for so long. I've changed them ages ago. And I was like, how am I still having them here? You know, like, it was a bit crazy. So I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, it happened to me as well because even like, do you know the speed glyphs and stuff that we usually get? I didn't have any, so I couldn't glyph up any of my champions. I'm there in faction wars, like it's my main
same,
account.
and the faction wars are not
I don't
all
know what's
open
happened.
now on the test server, you know, so it's a bit
Yeah, it's like it's so limited.
was a bit different. They were like, you know what, guys, we're gonna do it different this time around. So he's not as his full potential, he might harass, but he's still gonna impress, I think. And the main thing that I really wanted to have in the team, like if I was doing the initial team that I wanted, I was gonna pick Taras instead of Tranda, and I was gonna pick Cardian instead of Kaimar, you know. And then I would have had lots of buffs on my Taras, so the damage would have been even crazier. Right now, I'm only kind of like sitting at 5 buffs, so his damage is not even close to the full potential, you know.
I think you're still gonna surprise a lot of people with how much damage you can do. Like I've been saying the whole time, I've been being humble this entire one. Before I do the trash talking and all the clan boss draft, the faction games, this one I've been humble about it. I'm like, Skratch is bringing this one home, like 100%. I just feel
like
it
you
coming,
see his
so.
Taras right here, and this was a very long run, right? Like he went in for
That's what I was
in
thinking.
for like 250 turns. Like he already reached the proper limit on the Hydra. His Taras dealt 37 million damage. It's pretty impressive. He had a lot of buffs as well in here. The buffs from Cardiel, Ukod, and Ragash buffing as well. Razelverg. So he definitely had lots of buffs on the team to make it work with, you know. So that's a pretty impressive damage, I would say, in my opinion. 37 million, just like that. But pretty interesting. Deadwood Jedi versus Hell Hades. Now, what do you think about this? Deadwood Jedi, let me do a bit of trash talking. Stick to clan boss, bro. Stick to clan boss.
oh no, shots fired. Sorry, Deadwood, bro. Do you know what? I said the same thing. Oh, no. Stick to clan boss.
Just joking, guys. Just joking. This is banter, you know, like friends just trash talking.
Do you know he says that, but Deadwood's actually coming to the UK soon, so he might be coming
I
you.
know. Hopefully we're gonna
month.
get to meet, actually. Yeah, it would be nice. But here we go. 41 million damage from Deadwood Jedi. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the weakest damage out of everyone. That's why I said you better stick to clan boss. Pretty good team though, like Kentra, Tylesia, Lady Kimi, Python, Royal Guard, Geomancer. Let me just put it out there. So when you are doing these sort of things, the only thing that matters, get the 1 key, you know. So this is a pretty strong team because he managed to 1 key it with room to play around. I never do more damage than the 1 key. So as soon as I hit 36.6 million, I'm out of there. As soon as I hit 30 million, I'm out of there. As soon as I hit 20 on hard, I'm out of there. Like I'm not wasting any time whatsoever because time is precious and we already do so many things in the game. So it's still a very impressive result. Like you cannot take that away from him, you know. Like he managed to 1 key, so it's pretty impressive in my opinion, yeah.
I'm very surprised that he was kicking himself down because when he chose that Royal Guard, can you imagine this team with a Missionarchy in it, where he had the chance to get it? He would have had Hex up, he would have had extra drop defense, decrease attack, burns everywhere. I think he would have been, I think at least 75 million with the Missionarchy.
Yeah, because that's one thing that everyone underestimated, and I'm talking about content creators, at least the very first few picks. They all jumped in on the enemy max HP, but they kind of forgot about other champions that they bring burns and other things that are so powerful. Like, I'm surprised that Husk was picked first. I'm surprised that Royal Guard was picked so quick as well, because you have a lot of other DPS champions, Supreme Gallic, Mishinaki, and not to bring in, like, even Akempton does more damage than a Husk, for example.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't picked.
He does more damage than a enemy max HP too, if you're paying attention to all that. So I was pretty surprised to see it, honestly.
Yeah, it's like when you in a draft format, like for me, my goal was versatility. Like Mishinaki brings so much things and Tuhana Rock brings so much things. And just with those two champions, I know that no matter how bad the draft goes from here, I've at least got the core mechanics of a Hydra team. Like it's so much roles. So that's kind of what you have to
If I would
base
have
off,
had
right?
him, he was definitely going to be on my list to be picked 100%.
Oh, you
No,
don't have Mission
I didn't
Arcade?
have a chance to go for him, unfortunately. And I don't buy sacreds,
Oh, okay.
like,
Oh yeah, no, hell no, that's too
unless it's like
expensive,
some
man.
crazy champion that's gonna change my account in arena. I
Mhm.
don't even think about it. I bought sacreds for Wheatir, you know, and damn,
Oh, with
that
the
was
ground.
painful. Like
Okay.
that was painful.
Do you regret that now? She's not. She's good champion, but she's not meta, right?
No,
If I'm not
she's not. I
mistaken.
used her for a while, and I do regret buying those
Yeah.
sacreds. Yeah, 100%, man. Like sacreds are the biggest scam.
Could have had a
Yeah.
nice holiday abroad.
Sacreds are the biggest scam in the game.
Yeah.
But then we have Hell Hades' team, right? Elva, awesome
Yeah.
champion. 20 sacreds guaranteed as well. She's pretty strong. Cupidus, a lot of people underestimated his Cupidus. And look at this filthy wailing here. Hell Hades with a +4 Cupidus. 3-star awakened, disgusting. Then he went with Pintroy, Lord Chamford, Husk, and Venus. Now I feel like it's a pretty interesting team. I'm curious how well will actually perform again against Nubs. I feel like the team was underperforming in my opinion in terms of damage.
I genuinely feel like he underplayed because of where Deadwood got to in his run.
You think
I think the chat swayed him a bit. He was autoing a bit. He was even when I was watching, he was using the Cupidus skills at the wrong time, not on decapitated heads and stuff. So I think there's a lot of potential for this team to at least, if I was to guess, I think he's gonna hit 100 million at least.
I would expect,
in
so,
my
'cause
opinion.
If not, I would be disappointed.
But I
Honestly,
think, but I think Nubs with the Necmofar now,
Is-
because he's stolen odd ones, it's gonna be a tough one to beat, man. But it might be closer than I think. But I think they're definitely both way over 100
I mean,
million.
Nubs already did pretty solid, and just bringing in Necmo
Necmo.
in his team. Let's see, who is he gonna replace out of here for Necmo? Molly.
He's gonna
huh?
replace Mother Cyber.
Mother Cyber.
Mother Cyber.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's gonna keep Molly as the one reviver.
Reviver.
That can go south pretty quick, but again,
Do you know what it is? In this team
gonna be
right now,
strong.
he's got no decrease attack in the one he
Yeah.
had, and he's still got 111 million. Netwell brings in the decrease attack.
yeah,
so,
it's gonna be pretty strong. Yeah,
I don't know.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see. Definitely a good thing. 55 minutes. I'm not looking forward to that, guys. That's what I can tell you. I am not looking forward to do 5 hours of Hydra. But you know what? Hopefully, me and YST were gonna go first, so I can whoop his ass quick and just move over to the to the next thing in there. But
Oh man, hopefully I can put up a decent fight.
I'm sure it will be.
I've seen this one coming. I was like, when I seen Scratches against me coming up, I was like, even if I managed to get through Cold Brew, which I thought was very 50-50 in my opinion, without the bad RNG, I was like, man, it's like, do I even bother trying to push the limits here? But I've decided today that I'm gonna put a bit of extra time into it and try and optimize.
yeah, bro, of
so
course, like.
let's see, man. It comes down to like Head of Suffering coming in all the time with the damage reductions and I don't know, Torment always popping up. If these things all play into my favor, it can go very well, but it can also go very average, I'd say.
You might get cold brewed as well.
It just depends.
You know, so I might get cold brewed. Hopefully not, but it can happen because
Oh, fingers crossed, bro. Let's go, man. You need to get cold brewed.
that's
100%.
why Hydra is such a big RNG all around, you know. So that's definitely a thing to keep in mind. But guys, that was all for this video. Don't forget 3 p.m. UTC, Deadwood Jedi's YouTube channel. That's gonna be in around 3 hours from now, more or less. YST was a pleasure to have you on the channel. How we actually kind of like mentioned, we're not gonna be able to show you guys our builds for the teams at the moment, but you're gonna see them during the event. I replaced Stranda for Taras the Fierce. YST is keeping his team intact, so nothing actually changed in there. He just optimized it a bit. And
Maybe.
or maybe he might change his mind in the next 3 hours, who knows. But that was all for this video, guys. Much love, appreciate all of you watching, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Use code Skratch.
Skratch, you know that, baby.